Let me just refresh, make sure the stream's live. I think we are because I'm getting an ad. Should be good to go. So what's going on, everybody? We're here with Her Monsters. How you doing, man?
Hey, Nick. How's it going, man? Pleasure to be here.
It's going well, man. I know you said we spoke a while back on Twitter, and that was when I was doing Twitter Spaces and all that, and you were like, "You remember me?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah, this ecosystem is really funny how things just circle around. I met you before I was doing any project, I was just learning CNFTs myself and NFTs. And when I saw you come back, I was like, oh, wow. And then I saw you were doing YouTube. I said, oh, wow. Yeah, we definitely have to do that.
Yeah, I
So,
was actually doing YouTube at that time too, but I was like really small, and I didn't want to I didn't know how to really take myself, because you're brand new. I didn't want to take myself too seriously and have people be like, "This guy's a joke," I was just like, I'm just trying to have fun too. So yeah, it's luckily built into a great thing, and now I can have people like you on, and your project's blowing up, by the way. Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. It's always the goal, but it's so crazy when it finally gets there. It's just like, oh, wow, this is what we've been working for. So just always grateful for the gang. I know probably a lot of them are in attendance tonight. What's up, everyone?
Yeah,
Uh,
dude, the chat's going wild.
Sweet, sweet. I know it's probably the usual suspects. I'll call out Holocram. I can't see anybody. Easy Peasy's probably in there. Yeah, no, the gang definitely rolls tight, and it just something that super grateful for. I think it represents some of the kind of the high barriers that we made just to get into the group. That kind of made us a lot more close knit than possibly other communities. And
Yeah.
yeah, where I go, they go.
Yeah, we normally have Cleanup with us, who is my co-host and the founder of Lucky Lizard Club, but he unfortunately has to go, or maybe fortunately for him, I don't know, has to go to his daughter's orientation today for school. So he'll be joining us probably in an hour or so if we're still on, but usually it goes for about 2 hours. No pressure to stay for the full time, but that's normally what we do.
All right. Well, let's see if I can run the marathon. I'm down.
Awesome, man. Well, for anybody who's new to Her Monsters, do you want to kind of give a quick rundown of what the project is?
Absolutely. The project is the new portal to Web3 and DeFi that we are building that will be setting the new standard to how CNFT projects should operate or could operate in the space. From day one, when I was investing, I saw so many limitations to my CNFTs, and I saw that, there was so much potential being left on the side because the only thing I wanted to do was immerse myself into a project deeper than just JPEGs. And thankfully, we at Her Monsters have built that and will continue to do so as we bring in the new Web3. Hopefully, that kind of summarizes.
So a lot of people kind of focus on utility now, or it's either all art or all utility. Where do you kind of fit in? Do you see yourself as kind of a middle ground, or is it mostly art? How would you explain it?
I would say it's half and half. Two of our co-founders, Miku, who is our artist, and Lev, who is our in-house developer, have been doing this professionally for 15 plus years. Miku, graphic designer, Lev, the freelance developer, and their talents have been able to foster a platform that incorporates definitely both to the utmost. If you go on hermonsters.com, you get a little piece of both. You get to see Miku's artwork and some of Lev's tricks and pitfalls, for lack of a better term. But definitely beyond just the glitz and glamour, definitely wanting to provide value in our world by incorporating as many utilities that make sense and are lore-based driven, so that we can onboard that new wave of people in a fun way.
Yeah, can you see the website that I have pulled up right now?
I do.
Gotcha. Okay, because I think we had some audio issues on your laptop, so you switched over to your phone, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I've never used the StreamYard's version of your phone, so I don't know like how the screens show, but that's cool. You can see everything.
Yes.
So this was you had like a few tabs on this website. Let me get rid of this real quick. So you would enter into, how do you pronounce it? Los Mujeres? Mujeres?
Las Mujeres city.
Mujeres.
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha.
That was a good one.
Yeah, so I remember seeing this website actually a while back. Now that I've seen it again, and a lot's been added onto it since I want to say I don't even know how long ago. Maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. You guys have been around for a while, no?
We entered the Twitter realm in June, I believe, and our first big foray was the end of July. So yeah, not too
Yeah,
long.
yeah. So when you first came to this website, what did it have? Did it have, it had like this rolling car, but did it have all the themes like the night theme and the summer theme and all that, or was it just one theme?
No, no, no. It definitely had all of that. All the gits and gadgets were there. The radio was there. What got incorporated were some new locations where we added some functionalities, things like that. Um, but yeah, this was straight out the box. All done by our in-house dev Lev. He made this whole world up by himself. Absolutely amazing.
No, the website is one of the best, if not the best website I have seen for a Cardano project. It reminds me a little bit of oh, I forget what the project's name, but like Taste 32.
Mm.
How yeah, I forget the project's name, but you would go in and there would be like a secret thing that you would like click and it'd bring you to another secret room, and then you could find like hidden messages and stuff like that. Uh, Man, I'm butchering it. I wish I could remember, but you have a lot of like secret things hidden inside this website, and it's really cool to like go and find them all.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you want to kind of give a sample of what we're talking about and like we can show some of these hidden gadgets.
Yeah, where's the best place to start on here?
I would definitely say the beach has a couple that you can explore.
Okay, we'll go check out the beach.
So I'll say this just to start. We had a contest prior, and I'll give up the tricks. Hell, please don't hurt me. I'm releasing some alpha. If you go ahead and drag that queen's heart on the door,
Drag it down.
anywhere,
I don't know. It's not.
is it not?
I can't.
That's
Uh,
interesting.
oh, there we
Oh,
go. There we
there
go.
it is. So yeah,
Oh,
we put a little secret stash there. We had a previous contest to where we were asking people to find a little something, and it's still there with some of the prizes. It was for a meme contest, and I would keep my eye out because I wouldn't be surprised if we used that in the future. But um, back in July on the 28th, we released our first experience to kind of, uh, you know, stretch our legs and show how we wanted to incorporate our website. If you go ahead and click that rubber duck on top of the dashboard, that's your first hint as to where to find the oath book and sign up to be part of the gang. It says
making
make a
noise,
noise.
quack, quack, quack.
Yes.
So
Uh,
reading this initially, because I think you told me what to do, so I don't want to spoil it unless we can. But
oh no, please, please.
okay, because like originally quack, quack, quack to me, I would think, oh, I just squeeze the duck, I make him quack, but it's actually honking, I believe, right? So
Yes.
you click on the wheel 3 times, and then you get brought to this site.
Our little secret room where there was a meeting with Foxy.
Okay. So is there anything here now, or is this kind of just leftover lore?
There's still the experience before there was a little more detail put into it, but now we just left it there to make sure that everyone can still sign the book, but a couple of the functionalities were out. So a little bit of both.
Gotcha. So where did this idea come from? Like, why did you guys choose this art style, which is fantastic, by the way? But where did it kind of all stem from?
That would be from Miku. Actually, as we all know, there's conflicts taking place in the Ukraine uh, for a little while, and he had some family that was affected from it. To make a long story short, he made the archetype of Foxy, who is kind of the leader of the gang, the Her Monsters gang, and it started off with just a concept of a person and expanded beyond that to an army of people that we wanted to use representation of women to kind of use what's considered the smallest voice or one of the minorities in Web3 to make a big statement. And from there, we've seen a lot of people rally behind it and are definitely going to be continuing to rally behind it ourselves with our future initiatives. But having a woman-based PFP project was definitely the ambition in the beginning, and it's cool to see how it transpired from then, for sure.
No, that's really cool. So you said it stemmed a little bit from like the controversy in the UK or Ukraine, you were saying?
Yes, yes. With some of the things that were going on over there, their families uh, being displaced, just things that are taking place that affected Miku personally. So it definitely struck a nerve and put him into the realm of wanting to put boots to ground to try to help that, and that gave birth to her monsters as we know today.
So do some of the funds go towards helping the Ukraine? Is that why you say okay?
There will absolutely be that. Beyond just that, there are going to be other initiatives that we go with. Us expanding into this around the same time that was taking place around there. There were things going on in America that made us realize that the scope was beyond just one conflict taking place. If there was a way that we'd be able to upstart a few initiatives to help with, uh, that would be even better. So Ukraine is just one of the causes that we're going to be attempting to help fund and bring some attention to, which is more important than anything.
No, that's awesome, man. I know it's definitely tough over there. It's I think a lot of us maybe were hoping that by now, because it's been about a year, that things would kind of die down, and it hasn't gone that way. So you know, hopefully everybody's over there doing okay. But so anyways, moving on to the team. How many people are actually on your team?
We have 6 people. Uh, we have Miku, our artist, Lev, our developer, myself as creative director, Byrne as our project manager, L as our accountant and executive assistant, and Mr. Corbin Dallas himself as our in-house legal attorney.
Hey, that's what's up. Isn't Corbin Dallas a part of OTK?
Yes, he is.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. I love how everybody ties together because Corbin Dallas and OTK, they were actually on the podcast before I moved. So they were the last podcast that I had on. So it was the last podcast in my old house. And now you're the first podcast in my new house.
Wow. Okay. Go Corbin. That man gets around.
That's awesome, man. So also your first community event, you had people pledge an oath to the gang. Now, how did they do this? Was this the rubber ducky event? Was that how they pledged the oath?
The rubber duck event. Are you talking about the rubber duck in the room?
Right. How? So we got to this, and this was the sign the oath thing.
Yeah.
So like when I click on it, where? How does this work? Do I need to like connect to Twitter?
So this was way back when before there was actually an input box where we were asking people to put some of their information so that we can gather it, and that was for the Prioman party. The first 200 people that signed this were our first 200 that were initiated into the Prio gang. But there was such a huge turnout. We didn't have 1,000 people following us at the time, and I think an hour into when we released the event, there were 1,000 individual people that came through. We ended up those 1,000 people ended up being the first base for what we know as our OG holders, which are apartment receivers. So yeah, that was it. We made this just as an experience for people to try to find the riddles and figure out who's going to put boots to ground to really partake in this world that we're building. And from there, we just kept it going.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I've been thinking about a lot of the projects that have done well, and a lot of the projects that have done well, like Mallard Order, and then you guys, and like I was saying earlier, I wish I could remember them, but I'll just say Taste 32 because I know he's a team member. They have like these hidden things, and it makes the community work just a little bit harder, you know. So I feel like the community that buys into the project is a much stronger core because they put in that time. They didn't just like find a whitelist and then they're like, oh, I'll flip it, or whatever mindset that people have when they kind of typically get into a quote unquote like hype mint.
Absolutely, and it creates some interaction with future people that are joining in, asking questions of what's going on in our community that's been there. Can go ahead and kind of foster that relationship and be like, hey, maybe check this out. So it's definitely proved interesting, and transitioning from that, because it's so easy to do that when you're first starting off with such a small base, but learning how to continue to do that as you grow to a larger number of followers has been interesting. But I think as long as you're providing something new and new experience, then it all seems to work out for sure.
Yeah. So two things. Meek Vision, he says he won an apartment the other day. So shout outs to
Nice.
him. But I believe, we're giving away one apartment today as well. Is that correct?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are, to a lucky winner in attendance today. It's
Awesome.
exciting.
So that'll be done towards the end of the stream. Just wanted to let everybody know. And kind of building off what you were saying earlier, that was one of the questions I had. Do you find it easier to build now that you have such a strong core, or is it actually maybe a little bit harder because the stakes are a little bit higher now and people have such high expectations?
I won't say that it's harder. You definitely have to pay more attention to detail. Moving on, it was definitely a bit. I would even say possibly a bit funner when you have such a small group, because you can really cater specifically to people's taste. And as you grow, you can't really make sure that everyone's happy. So just trying to make an experience that can excite everybody is a trick. But it's a part of what we do, and grateful that we have all the creative minds that we do have on the team. Myself, I went to school for creative writing for a time and psychology, which is fun and gets incorporated into this. But Lev, our developer, is actually a LARPer predominantly in his real life, and has played Dungeons and Dragons for a long period of time with his family included. So all those things get incorporated into this, and this is it definitely helps being able to do something new. It's things we haven't seen very much. So all these influences are great for content for sure.
So you mentioned Dungeons and Dragons. Is that a part of your project in any way? Is there like a Dungeons and Dragons night?
That's interesting. That oh my God, Lev is gonna love that when he sees this. That should be for sure. If you check our metadata, there's some Dungeons and Dragons aspects in there that will be further utilized in the future.
Let's see. Let's go check it out. So this is going to be in the PFP, which maybe I should just type in Prio. There we go. Wow, I didn't realize your floor was this high. This is insane. Y'all are killing it.
Thank you.
So yeah, where or will all of these be kind of a part of it?
Absolutely. So in our growing world, but what you see on the website right now, that's just our budding stage. Expect a bigger picture, for lack of a better term. But with that, there are going to be different activities to do around the city, whether that goes to missions, raids, timed events, seasonal events, and our famed Foxy Fight Club, which we're really excited to implement. Each Foxy is going to have a history and capabilities of their own. So everyone really has something that is truly their own. So, yeah, really exciting. Excuse me, my dog just got myself.
No, it's okay. I was literally yelling at my dogs because my brother just came home and he has. Sorry, I'm hearing an echo now. All right? I'll try to. All right, no echo anymore. Cool. Yeah, my brother just moved back in too, so my dogs are upstairs going crazy, and the floors are like, paper thin up there. So all I hear is like constantly. I heard the dog chewing on his little squeaky toy behind you too.
Oh yeah, you know what? I guess she'll make her guest appearance. Everyone meet Cardi. She's definitely a part of the project, and you might see her in the Triple M Mint.
Oh, that's awesome. What type of dog is she?
She is a Maltese Yorkie.
Okay.
A Morkie. She's
Gotcha.
adorable. Less than a year. She's a handful, but definitely worth it.
Yeah, I have a husky and a Samoyed, so Two
Nice.
very, very shedding dogs. There's hair everywhere.
And huskies have a personality, I hear. Am I right?
Oh man, that dog. We like cannot let her out. Like the other dog, my parents don't. My parents will freak out if they're not on the leash because we had an old dog that would just run forever and it'd be hard to get her back. But
Mm.
my ideology was let them be on the leash or let them be off the leash while they're young because then they'll stay with you. And that worked for my lab, who rest in peace, Butch. And then my dog, my Samoyed, who's 9 years old now, Ava. So they both stay with me without a leash. They'll walk right beside me. But my husky, my mom was too scared to let her do that. So that one just takes off. So yeah, and her personality, like if she wants anything, she is very vocal. She will jump on
Right.
you. She will yell at you. She does not care.
I've definitely heard stories. Low key, it sounds like fun kind of. I know it's annoying during the moment, but I know when she's gone, you miss her. Like, oh,
Oh, I love her, man. She's a cuddler too, so she keeps me warm at night.
hear it, heard.
But yeah, going into your game, how are these traits going to work? Or it will I don't know if that's like alpha at the moment, but like what are some of the important traits to look out for in the game?
Well, definitely. I don't think that there's any that are more important than the other. It all depends on how you want to structure your team. So you might have someone that's a tank that has a higher dexterity and defense that can take a few more hits, and then you might have an assassin that has high hit points and high strength that can, defeat opponents quicker. And orchestrating your team, and you know what? I'll say that one thing that you might want to look at are the birth states, which there are 50 states in our country called Babylvania. Uh, that let's say if you put the right teams together from the right states, there might be off-chain buffs that will also be incorporated into our future events. So,
I
um,
like that.
yeah.
What kind of game will it be? Will it kind of be like a MOBA? I don't know why I said that, but I'm imagining like a MOBA. I don't know if you know what a MOBA is, but like League of Legends.
League of Legends. That's not the scope right now. Kind of what we have on our mind. We don't want to overpromise anything, and I know that our technicalities or our capabilities until we build a bigger budget are but so far. So right now, what we're going for is not sure how old you are. Won't ask on stream. We'll keep that a secret. But um, I don't know if you remember Cartoon Network back in like 2000, early 2000s, when you would run home and play like the Billy and Mandy games and things like
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Uh,
do.
well, something like that. We want to create kind of flash-ish type games in the beginning, and then from there, once we show that we have the capabilities and show what we're, able to do, we can continue to.
No, I like that because even if you were to say that you're trying to build this amazing, MOBA or League of Legends type game, it would be hard because it would take probably years to build anything that's like, perfect or fleshed out. And there'd probably be a lot of bugs and you'd need to mint out a bunch of stuff and raise the mint prices and like really take a lot of liquidity out of the market, which, actually that's another thing. The market's been going crazy lately, but we have typically been in a bear market. We might go back into that. Hopefully not, because it's been very bullish. But yeah, no, I like that you're starting with a flash game, something very doable, and then building from there. I think that's a much better approach.
We definitely kept on hearing when we came in, the trigger word was metaverse, and we wanted to stay away from that because that seems so speculative in the future, and making sure that we can facilitate an experience in the current was more of our objective. So we've stuck to that for sure.
Gotcha. Now, also, you don't have a Discord. You have a community owned Discord, which is like the unofficial official Discord at this point. Did you ever plan on having your own Discord, or did like the community beat you to it?
We wanted to stick to our guns. Part of our promise when we came in was we were never going to make a Discord, and we're going to let our website speak for itself. Unfortunately, there were things that took place. There were some drawbacks with chain lobbies rollout, which left us in an interesting position. And our community just took the initiative to do that. And at this point, we're grateful. It's been crazy to see grow and all the interactions that are there. So we weren't initially intending to do that, but we're grateful it's here now for sure.
So will the unofficial official Discord be like the Discord forever? Or will you ever create your own Discord?
I think that if you decide to make an official Discord, it would have to be the underground. That would be it. They put so much time into growing that to siphon that to go somewhere else would be. I'm not sure. Plus, we know all the people that are running it. The mutineers. Shout out to Dabs and Sven, Fax, Holocran. I can say a whole bunch of names. But yeah, those guys, we definitely trust them, and I think that all of us working in tandem to create even more of an experience. We weren't expecting the underground as is, but that even added some more lore. So if we can continue to do that, then we're empowering our community, which is even better.
Right. No, I think it's so freaking cool too. And I think I'm putting some pieces together because, with OTK, you have, which isn't an unofficial Discord, but you have Winged Warriors, who has like a whole Discord section just in their Discord for Order of the Kraken. And they take part in everything. They created, I want to say, like some side treasure hunt events and everything for that project too. So it's just really cool that, I feel like the that community has like its own side thing. You have your own side thing, and the community's really just kind of like loved these projects so much that they've made it their own thing, which is something that doesn't usually happen with NFTs. It's usually like the project tries its absolute hardest to grab your attention, and instead it's like the attention is already grabbed, and they're just trying to grab, like anybody else and just create on top of your creation. I don't know. I'm butchering it, but it's amazing.
I wish I can say that it was for the project's benefit, but I'm pretty sure with people like Holocram, it's definitely for self benefit. They just wanted to place one little hub to get all the alpha, so they just make it easy. But yeah, it's definitely cool to see, and we're definitely grateful, man. I think our community is one of the best out there. Sure.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys have two collections right now. So right now we're looking at the Prio, but you also have the apartments.
Yeah,
So do you want to walk us through kind of the apartments and how that's going to tie in?
absolutely. As I said before, we have a whole country that's being built that's going to have its own ecosystem and its own functionalities built throughout each state. And our apartments are our first batch of properties that are showing how we're going to be innovating in that way. Uh, if you look on the metadata, it says stage zero. There are going to be different stages with different functions, but with our stage zero apartments, which are for our OGs, we decided to make something fun and allow them to be landlords of the city. So in each apartment, there are a number of rooms in there, bedrooms. And for each bedroom, the owner of the apartment will be able to rent out, let's say they have 3 bedrooms, they can rent out rooms to 3 different Triple M Mint members, our main monster militia, excuse me, and they'll be able to stake through their apartments, to which the landlord will be taking a piece of that and building this ecosystem with each other. The Triple M, which is our coming mint, our big mint that's going to be this quarter, will not be able to stake directly to our staking portal like our Prio members. They'll only be able to stake through the apartment. So this is a big part of the growth for sure.
Okay, so you can have different amounts of people in here depending on the level of your apartment. Um, does it say here? So this is 3 bedrooms, so I'm assuming 3 people?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Will there be, kind of like a multiplier for any certain apartment? Will some apartments kind of earn more or some Prios earn more?
No, how we structured that is there are really rare ones. Like there are 5 bedroom apartments where you can have 5 people in there. The lowest you can have is 2. There are 4 bedrooms, so people are kind of hunting out as many bedrooms as they can so they can, have as many opportunities.
Gotcha. And then how do people kind of pair up with people? Do you have to just find them in the Discord and be like, hey, I want to live in your apartment, man. I'm looking for a 2 bedroom, 1 bath.
Well, currently, us and Ada Anvil are still finalizing the finished product. Shout out to Ada Anvil for working and partnering with us for this new tech. But I'll say this. Apparently, we're going for a Zillow-esque vibe for sure.
Okay. Okay. No, that's awesome. I love that. Lazesi says, should I click buy on that apartment? Everybody's telling him, yes, do it. Do it, fam. That's awesome. If Cleanup was here, he'd probably buy it himself. He usually buys something from a hype project. So maybe if he comes on, maybe he'll buy it. Unless Lazesi buys it first.
Not financial advice. But the beautiful thing about these are airdropped. These were airdropped to our initial holders just as a thank you for all the people that have been sticking with us. So the fact that it's been able to garner the attention that it has up to now is just we're great. That's all I can really say.
Do you have a favorite trait or a favorite apartment?
Ooh, that's a good one. My favorite street is Kali Street. I love the Rubber Duck House. I gotta say that, and shout out to the Mutineer flags. I see those as well. Anything else I like? I'll say the Secret Room. I feel like I'm gonna like that long term, but I guess Kali Street and the Rubber Duck are two of my favorites.
Kali Street. How do I spell that?
Kali.
Kali. Kali Crossway. Is that it?
Yes. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's literally the street that is based on. Like we said, we're building a grid of the city, so you're gonna see this get incorporated. I just like the influence of Kali Crossway. That's just my personal thing, but as an attribute itself, the Rubber Duck is up there for me.
Gotcha. I'm trying to find the Rubber Duck. It wasn't working in the traits. What, is it
Teresa?
called something else?
Maybe
Teresa?
Yeah.
Teresa Street, and then cheese grater.
That's interesting. I'm sure that the chat is about to correct us.
Yeah, help me out, chat. What is the Rubber Duck called? They're saying Teresa. Maybe it's Teresa Street?
No, it's not the street.
No?
Mm-hmm.
Chat's got to know. We have too many people in here to not know. Maybe we can just scroll and find one.
It's going to be down there.
Oh, is it expensive? Okay, maybe we'll start with
a random street.
The lowest.
That works.
Oh, there it is. Boom. Yeah, what is it? Is it called an inflatable duck?
Yes.
Oh,
there
okay.
You go.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I'm looking forward to see how that translates off chain, because I don't even know yet, but that should be interesting.
I like that one.
I'll say this: if you look at some of the traits in there, though they're not my favorite, they're still going to be utilizable in certain effects. So some of our apartments have gems in it, which I'm sure will boost off chain some of your strength, and there are different things that are going to be incorporated in different ways, not just on the on-chain metadata, but off-chain. So if you see something that might look like it might help something that might help with your perception, if you know a monster needs some perception boosts or buffs on her, then keep the lookout.
So you said it's called gems? Or what are they called? The boosts?
Oh no, that's going to be off chain. So when we have our Proxy Fight Club, yes, those boosts and buffs are going to translate from these traits onto the off chain data.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
So you also had a relay race type mint. Now, and you broke up people into like teams. How did that all work out?
It was a couple-month process. It was a lot of work, but it was definitely worth it. We some of our 27 club, 14 of them, we had 14 capos that helped us kind of run these 7 groups of that made up 333 individuals, and we got to know each other, got to know our strengths, our weaknesses, see what group is best and where, and at the end of it, when the Pyro party came, we set them up on their task, and each of them had to solve a riddle with each other on our live talk space and in their own chats. Once Group A was done, And the group B went, and it was a relay race to make sure all until the end. Once everyone got their puzzle pieces together, they got the key that opened the door to the minting portal. Um, us being so new, me looking back on it now and seeing how sometimes mints don't go as to planned, us doing that kind of was ballsy, for lack of a better term, but it all went out very well. Shout out to Yeppel, who provided an awesome mint and experience for the family. And yeah, that was one for the books, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when you say ballsy, like, I guess it really was, you know, because everything worked out. So like looking at it in hindsight, I'm just like, that was the greatest idea ever. You know what I mean? But like from your perspective, you're just like, you know, excuse me, like shitting bricks. You know, you're just like, well, fuck, like, is this gonna work or not? You know, and I really loved that. Like, I don't know, I just always thought this was like some amazing idea that you came up with, and I really do think that people need to kind of get a little uncomfortable in the space. You know, I think we were getting way too comfortable trying to do the same thing and replicate what other projects have done, and that is the last thing that you guys have tried to do. You have definitely broken out of the quote unquote matrix of minting the same old, same old.
I definitely appreciate that. And yeah, no, I don't even want to just take all the credit. I'm seeing a whole lot of new projects that are really trying to put their foot on the gas. Ada Inmates, I saw, is doing something interesting. And of course, OTK. And I mean, I'm keeping my head down. I can't name too many, but definitely seeing this new age of NFTs is really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what the new year holds.
Yeah, there's been a lot of new mints coming out, a lot of hype mints. Speaking of which, we had alley cats today. Did you happen to get any?
I did not. I did not. It was harder to get on that list than, I don't know, in a club.
Yeah, no, I was really shocked with alley cats. You know, I know there was like everybody and their mom was like, we are definitely minting alley cats. And then when it came out, you know, with that news, everybody was, it's probably like 70% maybe were just like, all right, never mind, screw this project, I'm done. And then like just a few days after that, everybody kind of calmed down and it kind of shifted like 60-40 back in the favor of like everybody minting again. But still, there were a lot of people that were like, nah, screw this. And so I don't know, I was like really conflicted about it. And yeah, I think to some degree, you know, we have to give them credit because they could have decided to not dox, right? You know, with their past, they maybe, you know, strategically thought about not doxing and they decided to go ahead and do it anyways. And it was also in their past. I think their accounts for whatever criminal activity they did were between 2014 and 17, I want to say.
Mm.
So I don't know. And then they sold out. They sold out in like, and I don't know how long was it. It was like 6 hours or 5 hours because then it was public, and they sold out like as soon as public hit. They sold out like that. It was gone, and that's 220 ADA times 10,000. That is 2.2 million ADA, all in one day on one project, and we have not seen that kind of volume in a very long time. And then on top of that, I mean, if we go check out their market, Alley Cats. You know, they've already done 1.2 million. You know, that's 3.5 million ADA on one project in a day, and it's not done.
That's insane.
We have not seen this kind of volume in a long time. I just had to bring it up. I had to give a shout outs to the project because, man, that's speaking volumes. You know,
no much respect. Much respect. And I think that the talk space that they held, Quiet as Kept, definitely helped, and them being able to stand on the stage and wanting to stand on the stage and speak on it. I think it definitely helped for the long term. So much respect to them. I can't wait to see what they're bringing.
Yeah, and them deciding to go ahead and partner up with Dirtbirds for their multi-sig and stuff like that, I think really helped put a little bit of sincerity like back into that project too.
Absolutely. But I don't know enough about them. I definitely need to do a little more deep diving for sure. But yeah, I know that they're hype. Yeah, for sure.
I think they're updating their white paper or their roadmap pretty soon. So once they do that, they'll have more details because it's pretty broad right now on what's going to happen. So I'd say just wait for that and then check it out. But yeah. So you spoke on your MMM mint coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what's going to happen with the M? What does the MMM stand for again?
Main Monster Militia. So this is going to be our big collection, which isn't too big. We didn't want to oversaturate. 4,444 total in this collection, and this will be the biggest collection of PFPs individually that we're going to be releasing. You might see little groups of fringe, kind of lore-based, more specific-driven collections. But when it comes to the monsters, this is the big hoorah. We've been teasing a whole bunch of photos of what's to come. If you go on our Twitter, I'm sure that there's a picture there or a few. Got to shout out Miko on that on that one. His artwork has been insane. He's just been locked in a dungeon working on it, and couldn't be more grateful. So that's actually one of our prios, which is our first collection. I believe Ada Girl, that's hers. Shout out to her.
And then this another project, I think.
That's a combination. That's actually an artist that's in our Cardano realm, Bung King, and he did Her Monsters, Melting Boy.
Oh,
collaborative.
That's actually sick.
Shout out to him.
No,
He's making waves. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's a sneak peek at one of our more magical monsters.
Okay, I see the shrooms. Is there gonna be any sort of mutation in a little alpha? Maybe not.
Who knows what the cards have in store? As a matter of fact, there's actually a bit of a mutation that will be happening. Long story short, if you have a monster that has no weapons in their hand currently, our Prio gang, there are people that are unarmed. What we're going to be doing is creating a new tier. If you hold a bat or one of the pipe wrenches, one of our current weapons, you can use that in the Foxy Fight Club. But then there are weapons that you can't use there, firearms and things like that. We're going to be airdropping that to our prios without any weapons and putting the rest of them in a vending machine so that you can kind of evolve your monsters to use different utilities, possibly be a hybrid and do both.
I like that. So they might look weak, but they're about to be strapped pretty soon, so you might want to watch out.
Absolutely.
I do like that. Do you have any more sneak peeks on here?
You?
Oh my. Yo, this is like, this reminds me of the OTK, just maybe because of the pirate theme, but this looks so sick.
Appreciate it. That's definitely a nod over to OTK. We released that after our joint space. Plus some other things. We have our owl, who's called the Hooligan. You might see a couple other animals. I think one of them actually has our stoner on the top middle left has a backpack with a little cat in it. So expect to see her monster animals and pets.
There's a cat in this one, you're saying?
Right above it.
Oh, right here?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the cat?
If you zoom in, there's like a little globe where she's sticking her head out a little bit.
Oh, I can't zoom in. It's all good. It's all good. No, that's awesome. I do like these. Let's see if I can find another one close up.
That's one of our That's one of our prototypes.
Okay.
Yes.
Real punk. She's got the kills right there. She got 10 kills.
I like that. I didn't even notice that. I like that.
Yeah, or it's home runs. Hey, I don't know. Maybe she's a softball player. PG.
Yeah, I think that's what she's gonna call it, home run. But we know what it is.
Yeah. So we can go back to the website a little bit. You said there were these letters that you need to find. Is that still ongoing?
Absolutely. Here on the rolling page, you can find a letter if you solve the riddle. I can't give you the alpha on that one. If you do want the alpha, there are some mutineers in our in the community Discord, the underground, that I'm sure will be happy to help you. But there's one on rolling, there's one on the beach, there's one in the alley, HQ, in the arcade, university, and the HM family page. So if you solve the riddles in there, there are 7 different envelopes in 7 different locations. You collect all of them and you win a little something on behalf of us.
Okay. So it would probably be bad for me to try to find it right now because then I'd show everybody, right?
I doubt you'd even get it. You'd probably need...
That's true.
We'd be here for a while.
Yeah. Okay. No, that tells me everything I need to know. I just need to hit up my brother and go get some of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And sit down for a few hours. I like
For
it.
sure.
I
For
like
sure.
it. All right. I'll definitely have to do that pretty soon. I need to find all these. What do you get, by the way, if you find all 7 of the letters?
Should I say? You'll get a piece of HM history that we released previously, and the prize might be updated in the future. Who knows?
Okay.
Yes. I'll leave it there so it can be a little ambiguous.
Gotcha. So, what is coming up next for her monsters other than the MMM?
Well, we actually released our roadmap. Uh,
Is that in the Discord?
it would be in the Discord, but there's also a tweet about it. I wonder when my computer. There's my computer turned off. Give me 1 second. But I guess in the immediacy, what I can say is that our first priorities are, well, there are a few. We want to make sure that our world is ever expanding. So revamping our website so that you can see more of a city grid of what's going on is one of our priorities. We're making sure that our staking platform is up and utilized for the apartments to start getting what they need to get done. We have a lot on our plate, for sure. I'm
Yeah.
actually scrolling right now, and I should be able to find it and send it to you shortly.
Oh, good. Yeah, the chat, by the way, I'm trying to keep up with y'all, but there is a lot. So if there are any questions, I am okay with you spamming me because then it helps me. Somebody's asking, who does the music for her monsters?
It's actually music we've purchased.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a little place where we buy some music, and it's turned out good so far.
Oh, Olacram's telling me to check out the Discord for better quality sneak peeks as well. So let me go bring up
Let's go,
Discord.
Grammy.
Yeah, I see Olacram everywhere. That dude is a hard worker. Great
If
community
you're
member.
running a project and he joins your server, be very afraid because he will be asking when,
He's asking the right questions.
right? I actually found it. I'm gonna message you on Twitter right now.
Gotcha. All right, let me go back to Twitter.
So yeah, stage 0, you'll see that graphic. That is the stage we're currently on. Once we're done with our triple M mint, that is the end of stage 0 and the start of stage 1, which is a lot of the fun.
Let me just find it real quick. Oh, here we go. Boom. And then we'll go boom. Cool. So stage 0. So we're at 1. And then this is, oh, is this just some artwork, or is there something hidden in here?
I think that there is a little bit of damn. All right, I guess there's some alpha in there. You will see some of the ticks that we have on our current roadmap, and there might be a couple of little milestones on her face that might be on future stages that we didn't formally announce yet. If you look close enough.
Okay. Yes, I just now see roadmap with the little crown and the glasses, and then
Mhm.
I see it says up mystery. I want to say, but maybe if I zoom in, and then oh man, I probably do need to zoom in. Oh, this is cool though. I'll scroll down, and then so okay. So here's the written stuff. Start the Her Monsters world on hermonsters.com. Create the oath book. Oh, this was stage 0. So we are, where are we?
We're ending stage 0 once we do our triple M drop, and then
Okay.
starts stage 1.
Okay. Oh, so stage 1 is here. Cool. Begin the finalization of the Foxy Club. Okay, so this is going to be the Flash game.
This I wouldn't specifically say a flash game for this one. This is going to be our first gamified event that we are going to be pushing, that is going to make a weekly or bi-weekly event out of some functionality that we all partake in DeFi. The purpose of this is to try to make something fun so that if you do want to onboard new people or just have fun with your NFTs on a weekly basis and get a little sum for it, Foxy Fight Club is going to be the way to be. And when that is successful, we can continue on to different avenues from there.
Gotcha. My bad, guys, by the way. I was looking at another Twitter screen that I have. My bad. I will boom, not boom. Show this thread. There we go. Sorry about that. Here we go. This is what we're looking at. So let me go back, make sure that everybody can see that. And did it freeze? Because it looks white on my screen. All right, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna stop this. We're gonna go boom, boom, window. Maybe it'll work now. Hey, there we go. All right. So we are at stage 1, and this is what we were talking about. So this is going to be the you said weekly events or monthly events?
I would say bi-weekly at most.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the tokenomics. So okay, so you're gonna have tokens. What are the tokens going to be called?
Still pending. We want to make sure that we hit it right on the head. So we have a working title, but don't want to release it just yet.
I'm trying to think. What are monsters like? Like toxins, drugs? I don't know.
Well, at this point, it definitely seems more family oriented. So if I'm giving out, family oriented as to how we move. So if I'm giving out anything to the family, I wanted to reflect that. That's at least where our mind state is now. But
gotcha.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about all this stuff later. Introducing to the staking. So yep, we spoke about that. Release of the patches and vest customization utility. So you'll be able to customize some patches or like a vest on one of maybe the Prios or one of the main mints.
Actually, you passed it on our Twitter. There is kind of something that we asked people to pin on their page to pledge or show their unity to the monsters before. And long story short, what we're going to be doing and utilizing is that for certain events and certain accomplishments that you do, you might get some patches that you can put on your vest to show your personal travels and history while in the gang. So there might be something that you did in the summer of 2023 that is a one-of-one patch that shows people you've been here for a while, and it's only a one-time you're able to get it. So we wanted to make this experience a little more personable for people.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So it's kind of just like an OG tag or something to just kind of give a little nod, like, yeah, I've been here a while.
Yeah, we're definitely going to give patches to our original Prio group, our legacy group that partook in the Prio Mint, and we have a couple other groups. We had a group of prominent women in the Cardano system that got a sneak peek at our lore very early, and we're able to get some great feedback to the story. So they're going to be getting a patch of their own, and it's only going to continue from there.
No, that's awesome. I love that. I always use the RuneScape example, but there was I don't know. Have you ever played RuneScape?
I haven't.
All right. Well, congratulations, because I wasted probably 10 years of my life on that thing. But there were these events back in like 2008, 2007, and it was just like a Halloween event or a Christmas event, whatever. And you would get like one item, and they were tradable. But then in like 2010, they stopped those events, and well, they continued the events, but they didn't make the items tradable anymore. So everybody who had a tradable item from like back in 07 and 08 had like a really, really rare item now, and they just skyrocketed in price. So that's what I always imagine, like little passes and skins and stuff like that as.
That's definitely the goal long term. I never heard that, but that's a great analogy. And yeah, I got to see those type of games from outside that kept me far away from them. So yeah, definitely thank God.
Yeah. I spent a lot of hours clicking on stupid cages and catching stuff, and I'm not even gonna go into it. Too many hours clicking, killing the same thing for 10 weeks. But yeah, release of the roadmap location FUD track. So this or FUD truck. So is this going to be a new location?
Yes, it will be.
Okay, and that's probably going to be, I'm assuming, on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that'll be another probably really hard riddle to find and figure out. Okay, I like that.
I'll say that our developer has turned into our supervillain. We call him Lev Luthor. So I'm sure he's going to incorporate some type of really big task, but that's going to be a more, I guess, interactive way for you to participate and take a look at our roadmap and what we have planned on the future, even beyond these couple stages we have. So something we're excited for.
Nice. And then, so grow and optimize the world of her monsters. Okay. What do you mean to current day standards? Do you think it's not up to standards, or?
With the scope of what we want to do and have to do, I don't think that the website is currently set up to standards. And I think that after we take care of this triple M and show what we have in mind next, it'll make sense as to why.
Well, I think you have the absolute best website on all of Cardano, but I love that you don't think it's great or perfect, because that means you're going to be working your ass off to do even bigger and better. But I gotta say, you guys are killing it, and I do think it's up to standards. But I'm glad that you don't.
Well, thank you. I'm just the conceptualist here. It's not even myself that gets to work for it or to it. That's going to be all Lev. So I'm sure that he's very happy to hear me say that. But even him, he strives for greater. And I know he's been personally excited to start this kind of more city view of what Las Mujeres is looking for. So, yeah, I'll just say stay tuned.
Gotcha. So you said to the you were kind of like the streets kind of like tie in. Will there eventually be maybe like a top down view of all the streets and the city as a whole?
Let's see.
Okay. All right. I'm sure there will be, but yeah. Release of the arcade game. So this is the Flash game, right, that you were speaking on?
No, actually, one of our locations right now is called the Arcade, and we just released a game called Zero Ducks Given. We just closed it back up because it was for a contest. We're going to be reopening it just for our prior holders. But we again just making sure that there's some fun to be had in this world. There's an arcade that's going to be having different games that are going to be having weekly high score contests or bi-weekly, monthly high score contests that might win you prizes, and just a place to have some fun with the game. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, we released Zero Ducks Given. It's gotten some great reviews and some great feedbacks for us to grow on. There's going to be some DLC with that, and in stage 1 we're going to be releasing our second game. So
some free DLC.
Free DLC, the best kind.
Woo! Man, I remember the pre-Call of Duty days, but after that, there was no free DLC.
Oh, no. And then they started releasing DLC as brand new games, but it should have just been DLC. But
yeah,
we won't talk about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we won't get into that, but yeah, 100%. So the first S&D and Her Monsters Gang module release for university. What is S&D?
S&D is S&D Education is another project on the blockchain that we partnered it with. Shout out to Juice and Malachi. They are going to be working with us on providing a Web3 university that will provide courses on different functionalities that we're hoping will translate into a more well-rounded community that can further assist in each other. So, for example, I know Juice is very passionate in music production, and I'm sure that when he provides a music production course, it's going to be something that's going to be beneficial for many people. And hopefully when new projects come in and they're looking for people that can do sound production, they can bring the skills that they learned from our university. And besides just that, we're going for writing, business management, investing, art production. Our university is going to be, well-rounded for sure.
Will it also teach kind of like how to set up mints and how to do metadata and kind of the basics to help some projects that are newer to the space get set up?
That might be something in the future to think to speak on for sure. We have some specific goals set in mind early on, but it's only going to keep growing. So those are some really good topics that I might want to take down.
Cool. So then we have release of the second state and function. What is this?
So in Las Mujeres City, that is in one state, that is the capital of Casanales, as we'll come to learn soon come. And as we're continuing to expand in the country, there are going to be different states with different utilities. With Las Mujeres, they have the best university in the country, which is our S&D Monsters University. Uh, I can't share too much of what's coming on in the future when it comes to utilities, but there are some other people put in some good places to provide even more functionality and sub communities into our ecosystem. So just stay tuned. And besides the university, there will be another state that is released that will serve its own purpose and playground for the monsters.
Awesome. And then a limited edition Her Monsters Real World Vest auction, 5 total. So people will actually be able to get these vests and wear them, yeah?
We're going to be making some high quality vests that we want to auction off as super limited early pieces. And with those funds, we definitely have some plans for them. So
Only
that's
5,
exciting.
man. Oh, whew. Oh man, I want one.
I want one. I don't even think I'm going to be able to afford it. But
Oh man, you can't get a team one.
I wish I might speak to Burn about it. Please, Burn. Let's make some extra ones.
I think the whole team should get them, man. And when they show up to CNFT Con, you just show up in your vests. You know what I'm saying? You all walk around in the vests. Come on,
You know what? Thank you. Thank you for that. Now I have an excuse to bring back to the team of why we need our own vests.
man. You
Team.
would look so swag, man. Oh my god, your whole team would just be the coolest team in the world. You'd at the very least stand out. People would know exactly who you are.
Walking like the Warriors.
100%.
That's a dope. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. I definitely need a vest. So it's getting kind of cold down here. So another reason we might just go with that idea.
Awesome, man. So then PvE versus PvP airdrop. Um, okay, so player versus enemy, player versus player airdrop. How will that work?
That's actually what I was explaining a little bit earlier with our firearms and kind of
Okay,
projectile weapons. We're going to be trading or changing our base, quote unquote, base level monsters into a different utility.
gotcha.
Mhm.
And then so drive-in theater location. Oh my God, drive-in theaters under construction. Okay, no, I so yeah, no, I'm reminiscing about drive-through theaters back in the day. But yeah, what can you explain a little bit about this?
Yeah. Again, we're just trying to make sure that our world is robust. It's somewhere where people want to be, and we're providing a best platform for our monsters to congregate. It's not as fun everyone having to go on YouTube and you know, try to watch films with each other in that way. So we figured if we provide a mecca for us to all watch movies together and schedule things together as a family, then there might be something cool. But you won't. How much can I say here? There's going to be a little interesting point of entry when it comes to that. So definitely keep in touch and stay tuned with what we have going, so you know how to get into the drive-in theater.
Okay. Will there actually be flicks? Like, will you show up and all watch Finding Nemo together, like you did in like seventh and eighth grade?
100%, 100%. And we're looking forward to hopefully teaming up with some of the projects that are making films in Cardano. I'm looking at Serenity Pictures, who's been doing that for a long time. It would be awesome to show Toxic on the screen and have like a really big viewing with everyone. So absolutely, that's the goal.
That would be really cool. Yeah. Shout outs to them.
Yeah, shout out to them.
So
Um,
Monster Rides drop. Um, there's going to be. Is this like a theme park?
no, so our next, how much can I say of this? Our next big mint is not going to be PFPs or more characters to add to the world, but uh, more utilities or assets to be used in the world. So when we say monster rides, we're meaning vehicles.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So now you get to travel the city in style. Hopefully that helps you with your missions and your raids and things like that, as well as you might need a vehicle to go into the driving theater.
I'm
Let's try
just imagining getting airdropped a bunch of lowriders.
for sure. Yeah, we have some ideas for that in the utilities, so excited for that one. That's going to be our next big mint after the triple M.
Gotcha. And then the convention run, is that going to be CNFT Con or another convention?
CNFT Con for sure. There's going to be our big first big convention, so we want to make sure we do it right, and we're excited for that one.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Oh, that is incredible. That's a fat stage one, if I do say so. That is a lot. That is awesome.
Yeah, yeah. We were looking at when we were construction this, we realized how much we did in stage zero before even putting this together. We're like, wow. So this is going to be our first big step into the next phase into herd monsters, and super excited. I know Lev's been dying to get into just building the world and some of the functions in it. So it looks like a lot, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll say that.
So we have Eric asking, will apartment slash Prios be whitelist for future mints?
Yes, they will. So for the Triple M Mint, if you hold one of the 27 prototype, that gets you 7 mints in our Triple M Mint. If you hold a Prio, that's 3 mints, and if you hold an apartment, that is 1 mint per whitelist for our Triple M. Plus, there's going to be a pledging system coming soon that if you do hold any of the apartments, per apartment that you hold, you're able to nominate either yourself if you want to use it, or you can actually tap a friend for them to have a whitelist in our coming mint as well. So,
Okay. I like that. I think actually, yeah, somebody hit me up and was like, I can give one whitelist spot out because I hold an apartment or something like that. And they
yes.
were like, do you want to be that person? I was like, hell yeah, I would love to be that person. So I love that. I think that's awesome. We have Scotter asking, what is Her Monsters Ltd?
That is our incorporated business that we have now put into place so that we can move legally and properly in this realm. So that's just our business entity for her monsters.
Gotcha. And then Meek is just asking, so apartments are basically two whitelists then, but not to the same person.
Exactly. So it can be to the same person if you decide to have it that way, or it can be one whitelist for yourself and one that you vote off for someone else.
Okay. Yeah, I think, man, there's got to be some very nice people in this space. I think most people would be like, two? Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, no. Honestly, at this point, when we first did this, we already did the nomination and pledging system, but some people tried to cheat. So when everyone just had one apartment, people were trying to nominate themselves and etc. And then after it ruined that experience, we saw people holding 50 apartments or like 20 apartments, etc. And we were like, I doubt they have that many friends, and I'm sure they
Yeah,
can. So it kind of evolved the system into how we have it in play today.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So, a little broad question here. What were some of the biggest challenges that you occurred when you were first starting out?
Challenges when we first started out.
Apologies for making you think.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Hmm. I think it was getting our toes properly in the sand. Again, Miku and Lev have been doing this type of work for 15 years, but this is their first time actually dealing with the blockchain. So, getting them up to speed as to some of the functionalities and things that we're doing, so they can, deliver on a high scale. It was a little bit of a learning curve, but they hit the ground running 100%. Especially Lev, he's done some things that I'm really surprised at, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does for Cardano as a whole in the future, because I really believe that that's one of the people that will be innovating and making the space even uh, bringing the space further in the future.
Yeah, and you can even help more people now that you know how to do it and they know how to do it, and you're creating that university. You guys could really be a place that people go to help themselves get caught up in the space.
That's the goal. That's the goal. It's really interesting. when we first started off, definitely shaking the right hands was part of our focus, and until we realized we're an island on our own, and just building the people that we have with us is more important than anything else. So even the decision to, excuse me, even the decision to really embolden the community Discord was just empowering our community, and from there, I think that only makes the project stronger. So that university and things like that are integral to kind of our practice, and we'll see that moving forward. Sure.
Well, you're definitely getting a lot of love for what you're doing, and play to earn an NFT. Arabic says, "Ayo, probably didn't see this, but Tardet here. Please, Atlantic, let S or Seven know that I really freaking love hearing him jump on any space. He is by far the most well-spoken person in the whole CNFT."
Thank you, Tad. That's very humbling. I'm still nervous when I hop on spaces, as I'm sure everyone is. So just hearing that is awesome. But thanks. It's all passion for the project. That's kind of what makes this easy.
Yeah, I can't lie either. I get nervous a lot of times, even doing my own podcast. I'm just like, man, I'm having some really cool people on. I hope I don't screw it up.
Same Saturdays. Everything is fine the whole week. Then you wake up. We have a Saturday morning space bi-weekly. You wake up Saturday. It's just like, oh God. All right.
Yep.
We've done this already.
Yeah, time to sit down, do a little meditation, get my head straight.
Exactly.
Do you meditate at all? Do you do anything special to get
Not
yourself?
enough anymore. Not
Okay,
enough anymore. Do
but you
you?
used to. But did you used to?
I did. I did for a period of time. That was definitely a big focus of mine. Yeah, microdosing, things like that, mental health. You know, focusing on the self. So for a period of
Yeah,
time. What about yourself? Do you meditate on a daily?
not on a daily. I should. I was in a bad space when I first started doing YouTube. I was kind of just lost, didn't really know what to do. And throughout just kind of doing this over and over and building, I've really like found my true passion and what I believe is my true calling in life. And I've become so much happier for it. So I don't feel like I need it as much, even though I do know that it is a very good thing to do regardless of your mental state. But if I do ever feel extremely overwhelmed, I do know that if I do it, it'll help. And sometimes I feel I have to. So, yeah, sometimes I still do, but not on a daily like I feel like I should.
I hear that. I hear that. I don't know if you want to share a technique that you do, maybe something that might help me or a listener in the future. I don't.
Sure. I think the biggest thing for me is just knowing that it's okay to not fully let go. I think a lot of people think when you're meditating that you need to be fully no thoughts, but that's not how our brains work. When you try to meditate, you know you're trying to get to a place of like free thinking or flowing, or no thought. And a lot of the times, if not every time, the thoughts will creep back in, especially if you're new to meditation, and it's completely fine. You just need to remind yourself, like, let the thought come, let it go, and then continue to go again, which to me is like envisioning either a color or an ocean or like a word. And you just kind of repeat that word or color or whatever it is for you. And you can kind of like find yourself in that trance. Usually a thought will pop back in while you're doing it. Listen to the thought, let it go, and then do it again. And just keep doing that for a while. And that's how I find meditation to be peaceful, because a lot of people I think get upset that the thoughts creep in and they think, oh, I suck at this. And it's no, you don't. It's okay. It's normal.
I
So
like that, taking some of the pressure off.
yeah.
That's good.
So that's how I go about it anyways. But what's up, Uncle Leo? How's it going, homie?
Repos. What's up, Uncle?
We have Coverlicious. How many monsters will be available for public if I can't get an apartment?
So the minimal amount that we're going to have for the public will be around 1,300 towards the end. If some of the people don't claim their triple M mint monsters, then there are probably going to be a couple more for the public to grab.
Cool.
Hmm?
And then, so what do you guys struggle with the most now?
Ooh, it's the balance. It's the balance, I believe, between being a creative and being um organized, or for lack of a better term, punctual. I mean, every day while we're working, there's a new idea that we know we can incorporate and would only make our world even that much better. But then realizing that we do have to deliver these things on a timeline, which, kind of put some things on the back burner. But, sometimes you just have to make the sacrifice so that you can provide a better product. So, um, kind of perfecting that dance, that tango is something we're learning right now.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because I know there's probably a bunch of people who have sat down with their best friend or their family member and they're like, man, like I could do so many cool things. Like if I just had a team of this, or if I just had a team of that, or people that could teach me this, like I have the best ideas, But then when you really try to put it into a project, you're like, well, that would take a lot of time or that would take a lot of money. And then you have to be like, okay, well, what is reasonable? And that's definitely a tough thing to balance.
100%. It doesn't make it easier when you're a developer. I mean, he's a one-man show. Again, much respect to Lev and everything that he's done. But he's the person, again, he's also the creative as well as the person that's performing. So for him just alone, keeping him and being like, all right, Lev, this is what we're doing today. But no, this is all.
It's really cool though because most developers, and I don't want to categorize developers, but they're I wouldn't say like creative. They're like, tell me what to do and I'll create it for you. You know what I mean? But being creative and a developer allows you this freedom to create your amazing website that you have. Like he knows exactly how to make whatever you could come up with in your head, and he can actually put it onto the website. Or I know you said a lot of the times you give him kind of like free reign and he'll just kind of like go off and make these really crazy, hard and difficult like hidden gems, and it comes out really well.
That's the passion for it. The same thing. It seems to be the story of life. The same thing that might cause you problems is also your biggest strength. So while that might cause some issues, possibly it's one of the things that makes the project great. So can't complain at all. Can't complain at
It's like my favorite band, man. Dance Gavin Dance. I don't know if you've ever heard of them,
all.
but my favorite band. They're kind of like a mixture between like rock and scream rock, but their best asset was their singer. But he was always on heroin and he was always stealing from the community and doing some bad stuff, to women. So he got kicked out the band. Band kind of fell, and yeah, it was their greatest asset, but he was a detriment to everybody around him.
It's so crazy how that works, man. So crazy how that works. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a shame. But what are some projects that you personally own, and are there any projects that you are looking forward to?
Ooh. I own a Raging Teen because that was the artwork that I first found when I first came to the space. I really loved their art. So shout out to the Raging Teen clan.
Oh, these do look pretty cool.
I
I remember seeing
really,
these a while back.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. When I first found JPEG Store, I was like, oh, these are really cool and different. And I bought a whole bunch of them. So definitely hold those. I hold some OTK. I should
Oh
be
yeah.
remembered. I hold the monsters a majority. Is there anyone else I can? Hold on, I have my wallet right now. Let's see if I'm holding anything else. Okay, I'm holding some proxies from a proxy womb from the Cardano proxies. They're doing some big things.
Shout out proxies.
Yes. Oh, and I'm holding some pooples. Shout out to Mosey's. I'm holding a couple pooples, which I was super excited to get when he's building over there. He's one of the
Okay.
OGs in space. He's a really cool dude, and definitely support him. So that Pachixni, Cardano Lounge. Shout out to Sven. I still hold some FUD tokens. I see. That's interesting. Of course. How can I forget YOLO Solos and Jen? She actually has a game out right now that you can use your assets to play and kind of do an adventure type game, depending on who you own, what you want to do. Really cool. Really cool. Survival adventure. So. Shout out
Okay.
to your sales. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And this floor is super thin too. All it takes is 3 buys and you're up to 80. You're gonna double the floor price in 3 buys.
Wow. That's
That's
good.
crazy. And there's only 8 listed. That is a
Yeah.
strong community. I love that.
Shout out to Jen. Yeah, what she's building is one of a kind. I'm personally a fan. See what she's done and how far she's come. Not many people were paying attention to her project a couple months ago, and just to in the last month to see her flourish and really get the attention she deserves, really awesome. So respect the builders always.
1,000%. Scouter again says public raffle would maybe be a better idea for public than for it to get botted because a lot of people are bringing up tokenizer. I don't know. Do you know about tokenizer?
I do, and we spoke to Ada Anvil on that for sure. Should I don't want to bring in the troops and have them call in the cavalry, but us and Ada Anvil are confident that it shouldn't be a problem. Apparently, on their last couple of mints, Tokenizer left with zero assets. They did come into the scene, really cause a little bit of a stir, but apparently there are some precautionary measures that have been into place that are ever evolving that should slow that down a lot. So.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that, and I really think if we have stronger, whitelist mints, it kind of negates tokenizer altogether. But I guess it begs the question, are we done totally with public mints?
Mm.
Because if it's not tokenizer, it's going to be somebody else. Like, even if we were to somehow be like, this is immoral, go away, and they were like, okay, still, there's been bots since the very beginning. Tokenizer is just one of the ones that came out and, was forefront about it.
That's true. How do you feel about it? Would you like to see the end of public mints?
I think it's the only way to get rid of bots. And I think floor prices are way healthier if you have a 1-to-1 ratio or even a 1-to-2 ratio where, I only can get one or I can only get two. Now, that sucks because I want to buy, and off of secondary, I'm going to have to spend a whole lot more.
Mm.
But, it keeps the floor price higher. Like maybe I don't want to buy for 300, but I'm happy that mine are now worth 300, as opposed to, I can buy one for 100 now off floor, but I don't want to because it's low and now I'm speculative about the project. So again, like you're either not going to get 3, because it's too cheap and you think maybe the price is going to fall because of bots and whatnot, or you're not going to buy because the price is too high. So it's a really tough question, but most of the mints that are mostly whitelist that you can only get one at have a higher floor, and it looks healthier. The floor in the project looked healthier if it's a whitelist mint, in my opinion.
100%, and I've been seeing that a lot. A lot of projects have been incorporating that, but even in our recent travels, a lot of people are asking us, "Hey, is there going to be a public?" So there's still a demand for people. I'm sure even with the alley cats, like I said, it was probably I wouldn't personally know, but it's probably a little difficult to get on the alley list, and that public mint offered a lot more people to get in to the community that didn't properly have the chance prior. So. It's kind of a tiptoe kind of situation, but
Yeah.
interesting perspective.
Yeah, I think, 30, it's up to 30 wallets that you can get. And I mean, I already know people. I think the real meta, and I mean, I don't even want to say it, but people already know, is multiple Discord accounts. People will go into Discords and they will grind whitelist on all of their accounts. And because they're active, the Discords don't get flagged as bots. And, they have like 6 to 7 whitelists per account, and then they can do it that way. So they don't even need a public bot. And I think that's going to be the next situation that we try to figure out. And I don't know if you can. It's going to be tough. I don't know.
That
I mean,
is.
you could try IP, but then people have I forget what it's called, the VPN. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really tough thing to try to figure out a balance for all these mints. I think public mints are just done. They're just mainly done. If there's only 1,000 left for public and it's a hype project, they're gone in a second. Literally, it's gone in 60 seconds. Just like the movie. It's not even close. I didn't even try for Alley Cat's public. And maybe I could have, but like most public mints that are hype, don't even try. I'm just like, you got it. I'll buy off secondary, or I'll just miss out.
Same, honestly.
It's
So
rough.
yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from.
Yep.
I
So
we're gonna see what happens in the future. This place is ever evolving. I mean, by next month we're gonna be dealing with a whole new problem on this, and that problem's gonna be solved. So that's just the name of the game, I suppose.
yeah, Sicko says, I thought you were an MFer. Do you hold any debag MFers?
Ooh, do I have it? I do have an MFR. I have it listed, but I definitely hold a $2 bill. That was a proud moment of mine when I finally got
Oh,
my.
oh no. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought he was talking about debag MFers. Maybe you're talking about old money.
Old
Oh,
money.
okay, way better project. Awesome. Nothing against debag MFers, but yeah, old money is a solid project.
Super solid. Shout out to Dilly, man. That dude, that dude's something else.
Yeah, 100%. I remember when I first started out too, I had a very small following, not even 1,000 people on YouTube or anything. And he came into my Discord. I don't remember which teammate from them, and
Mm,
he just offered people. He was like, anybody who hits me up in a DM or something, I would give you or whoever sends me your address, I'll give you a times the inflation times. And so a lot of people were hitting me up. They're like, is this guy a scammer? Like, is this guy a scammer? And I was super new too. So I was legit questioning it too. But then I was like, all he's asking for is my wallet address. He can't do anything with that.
mm.
So, I spoke with him for a second, and he was just a super cool dude. And he gave me, I think, like 5 or 6 of them or something like that. And I gave them away. And, I held on to one. I wish I didn't give any of them away because they were doing well. But yeah. Shout outs to them. I really appreciated that back in the day too.
Shout out to them. I'm definitely gonna be jumping in someone's DMs tonight and be like, hey, where's my times? Where's my paper?
100%, man. Yeah, they're a great project. They're always around. We had some other hype mints too. Did you get in on MySphia or Royal Chess Club?
Ooh, no. I did not. Honestly, my head has been in the books, in her monsters, and barely getting any time to really see what's going on out there. Um,
Gotcha.
I heard some, I heard some feedback on the fact that they're AI projects. I'm not sure how you feel about this new era, AI art generated.
Oh man, that's a great topic. I mean, AI art is one thing that I'm not a fan of, to be honest. But AI in general is extremely terrifying to me. I don't know if you've been watching any of the Elon Musk shorts out there, but when he talks about AI, I just want to curl up in a ball and hide. There's like he on a just a press of a button can change his voice, and he changed it to like 5 different people's voice, from like Andrew Tate to like I'm gonna butcher the names, but let's say like uh Bill Gates. He had the Rick and Morty voice of Rick. Um, a bunch of voice. He had a random anime girl, but like yeah, just with like a click of a button, his voice was like perfectly changed. And I was like, this is terrifying. Like
That's
people could
insane.
like, what if somebody didn't like me at the top, right? I was just like, screw this side. And they were just like, oh, you don't like us? Like, and then they just did a little voice recording, and they were just, they said some belligerent stuff and just like destroyed me, and nobody would believe that I didn't say it.
I didn't even know that that was a thing. AI voice changers. Oh my God, we're
It's
gone.
it's terrifying. I'm absolutely terrified, but
You
I mean,
remember that guy? Oh, I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no, I was just gonna say I know I'm going down the rabbit hole, but like in all honesty, I think this is something that we should, consider, but there's no stopping it. So I don't know.
Ooh, yeah. What really got me creeped out more than anything, and it was after I was already super impressed by it, was the first time I tried, what's it called, Midjourney?
Oh yeah.
It was so cool. You just type up anything you want and it pops up. But the creepy part about it is that you're asking this AI robot to imagine something. I don't know if that's just that, but there's something about that which is weird. Even the phrasing on it, I just feel like, I don't know. And then it mirrors so much into human psychology. So the reason that apparently it can't get the fingers right on some of its generations is the same thing that why humans can't get the number of fingers right in dreams. It's just one of the details that I don't know, but the fact that it's so incorporated with each other, just the AI is probably already here. We're just in some simulation. Hey, let's have fun.
Yeah, yeah, that's terrifying. But Meek says there's AI porn. What? Can they like type it in and they're just like, oh yeah, porn normally goes like this, boom, and they just print out like images? Like,
I, I need to hear what this is. I'm sorry.
I'm super curious to be honest. Like, hands are up here. I'm just saying, hands are up here. I'm just curious.
God bless whoever's about to look in my search history because I'm definitely looking up AI porn when I get off of this later to figure out what the hell is going on here. But
Yeah, I'm too scared to type this into the chat and like or into Google and show everybody what this is. So you're just gonna have to imagine with us for a second. I don't know what's gonna pop up. I am not risking that. No, sir. But
what is next?
that
What
is
is next?
wild. What's it coming up with?
Is he saying? Is Meek writing this out?
He said he saw the episode of Phil today. What is that? Is that to do with something? PHIL? I don't know if that's an acronym. Yeah, deepfakes are really insane too. They used a deepfake actually for this recent actor. I forget his name, but you know the movie or the show The Witcher on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're going to change the actor next season. And so what they were able to do is use AI technology to put that actor into the role from last season and replay last season to see what he would look like, dressed up as the Witcher, voice and all.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like uncanny, dude. It looked perfect. It's
We're,
it's
we're
scary.
yeah, we're blurring these lines way too much. It's going to be. I mean, if we fake news and all that stuff, if we think social media is bad now, what happens in 10 years?
I
Oof.
don't know. In some ways, I remember I used to think being online is kind of scary because everything that you say is online. But now I feel like if I'm online 24/7, then I can prove everything. It's the only way to prove that I didn't or did do something. I don't know though. It's skeptical.
uh, uh, uh.
Yeah.
I don't know. This AI generated art. I mean, I know projects. I think that this is cool. There are some artists that use it as a template for them to expand further upon to save them time. So maybe they'll use it to generate a background and then on that background get to do their own personal artwork, which I feel like that's okay as long as, you're, you know what? I'm not allowed to have an opinion nowadays. So I'm just gonna
No,
leave that.
it's all good. Olakram's over here. He wants to know when mint. Uh, I don't know if you can say, but yeah, I know.
It's yeah, of course it's crammy. So Mint is Q1 of 2023.
Gotcha.
Expect it soon enough. There's going to be a fun announcement that we're doing for it. We're excited for it, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, 100%. And just to remind everybody, I do like to get off topic, and I think we did like an hour and a half of just drilling questions. So I like that we can kind of go off and talk about these topics too. That I think they're definitely relevant to this space with AI art and whatnot too. And that was one of the things with OTK. They were saying their AI art actually allowed them to focus more on their specifics, their utility, and even bring down the mint price a little bit because they didn't have to pay an artist. So I do understand some of the utility and benefits of AI art. I'm just not fully sold on it as an overall, you know, I guess like thing that people use just because you could press a button and be like, yeah, these are worth like 300 data a piece and give me my money, and it just makes it possible for people to kind of, I don't know, cheat the system, I guess.
What's really interesting is I'm seeing a new era of artists that are just going to be writers. So people are probably going to be selling prompts in the future with certain descriptions that do certain things, which is opening a new market, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah, I guess if people can keep their jobs doing something, I mean that's okay. But I do worry about artists. You know, if artists aren't going to be hired because it's cheaper to do it through technology and the technology is readily available, I don't know, like artists, I feel like finally had a platform due to blockchain, and now it's kind of being taken away just as quickly as it came.
Mm. I think people just appreciate art, um, individual art specifically, more than fast product. I think that people that do come in and show that, hey, this is original stuff that you're not going to be able to find anywhere, anything like that, it'll be appreciated. I think that that might hold its own value beyond just the AI art for projects. So I just say that to say I don't think that this is going to give true artists a run for their money. As long as you're really producing great stuff, then I don't think AI is going to be a problem for you. Just make sure you're producing some great stuff.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. And maybe in the future, like way in the future, there aren't many traditional artists, but by that time, you know, most of the artists will have transitioned, I think, probably towards like a middle ground, some happy middle ground somewhere. But yeah. And Olacram says there's actually a whole site that already does that. They already
Yeah,
sell prompts. So
of course,
that is crazy.
of
But
course.
yeah, I guess Cleanup's not going to be able to join us today, and that's completely fine. But we'll go ahead and we can do the giveaway for the apartment if you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, how do we go about doing that? How would you
So
like?
I have a tab up here. It's a little giveaway tool that's integrated into StreamYard. Just need to select this, and then what I'm going to have everybody do. Also, before I do this, do you have a picture of the exact one that we're going to give away?
No, it's going to be a surprise.
Okay, cool. So what everybody needs to do is they need to type in, and I'm going to do an example here, do a hashtag and then your Discord name, and then include the numbers of your Discord. Make sure it's precise. And the reason why I do this is because the giveaway is going to pick one of the comments that has that hashtag in it, and then it's going to essentially pick your Discord, because picking a YouTube account and then trying to find you afterwards is impossible. So just knowing your Discord account straight away is way better, because people can't cheat the system and lie. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, it's going to be hashtag. Mine is Atlanick 6909. So just like that in the chat, that's how I need everybody to type up their name. And then I'm going to go do a giveaway, or I'm going to do the picker in about 2 minutes. So I'll give you guys some time to go ahead and spam the chat a little bit.
Good luck, everybody. Good luck.
Yes, sir. And this is for one apartment, which will give you a whitelist and a homie, or just two to you if you know you're a little selfish, or you can afford the rent on your own. You know, that's how it's going to be.
100%. I guess I'll let you choose. Should they have a tall apartment or a short apartment? I think each of them serves a certain purpose. I don't know. How are you feeling?
All right. Why don't you guys pick tall or short? Spam the chat. Whichever I see more, we'll do that. So while you're typing in your Discords, also spam short or tall. All right. So we have one tall. Let's see. We got another tall.
What's up, Extravagante? Jeez, I see you.
Short, tall, tall, short, tall, tall. What's up, Flat Dark Earther? What's up, homie? Tall, 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 short. The tallest. It's looking like tall. I'm gonna have to go with tall.
Okay. So we'll send out a 3-floor apartment. Hopefully, I think I have a feeling I know why they went tall. So hopefully you guys are getting what you're looking for, whoever the winner is.
All right, I'm about to pick the winner here. Let's bring this over here. I'm just gonna go boom, and then we will start collecting comments in 3, 2, 1. 28 entries. That doesn't sound right, but let me. I'll give you guys like 1 more minute. Spam it up. I don't know if maybe the talls and the shorts screwed everything up. My bad. I'll give you guys 1 more minute. Keep spamming. Keep spamming those names.
There we go. So I guess just to ask you is when is the next show, and is there any special guest that you have in line for it so we can all tune in?
Yes, yes. Next week we are going to have Stag Alliance, which is a mint I am very, very excited about. I think it's going to do amazing. Obviously, not financial advice. We have no idea. Sometimes, these hype mints kind of go down the drain afterwards, but I don't think that's going to happen with Stag Alliance. I am very bullish on them. I've spoken to their team a few times. They're very, very nice. Yeah, I'm just super excited to have them on.
Shout out to them. Yeah, I think we entered the space at the same time and started building the same time, and watching them grow. This has been awesome. So shout out to the Stag team.
Yes, sir. So, all right, 33. We'll go ahead and do it. I think it's taking into account for the duplicates, so I like that. So good luck, good luck, good luck.
Don't be overcrowded.
We have Tuan Long. Tuan Long. Let's see if I can find his up in here. This is it. Tuan Long, Cardano Lounge. Nice, nice. Congratulations, homie. Let me write down your name. Go ahead. Excuse me. Go ahead and message me on Discord as well. And I know somebody's going to create a fake account and DM me anyways. Go ahead, try it. I'll figure you out. I always do. Let me just write this down so I don't forget, though.
You can't do anything nice anymore.
I know. They got me one time, and that's why I know they'll never get me again. It was an OG Bears. I was doing a poker tournament for some people, and somebody won, and the person who won, I guess they were just waiting around for somebody to win, and they immediately went and like created a fake account and then DM'd me, and I fell for it.
I feel for you. I have not been in that position yet, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Well, I was very happy because they were only like 50 ADA at the time, so it was a very doable loss. So I'm happy I learned on a very small ADA loss.
I hear that. What's it called? The Clay Nation might have been a different story. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would be bad. But yeah, man. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover about her monsters? Anything you think the community could know or should know? And are there any questions before we go ahead and close out this space?
I guess on my end, I'll just say definitely happy to be here and to be able to speak on the project. There's so much to incorporate and touch on when it comes to this. I'm sure that if there's anything that I missed, if you join us in the underground, you're going to get it plus more. So hope to see you there, joining us with the family. Community strong. We're definitely building and making sure that the future is is in focus. So yeah, when this big mint comes, that's just the start. That is absolutely just the start. We have a world to build, and we have utilities to bring to the blockchain, some fun to bring, and experiences to come. So I'll leave it as that.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming out. If anybody wants to check out more of her monsters, I have all the socials in the description below. So go check it out. And yeah, we'll close it out like we always do. Remember to get us. Oh, wait, hold up. People have how will apartments upgrade from Olicram?
How will apartments upgrade? In what regard do you mean? Are you talking about the stages, like from stage 0 to stage 1, et cetera, et cetera? If that is your question, just so that don't waste time. I don't think that the apartments will be, or I'm sorry, the properties, because it won't just be apartments, won't be upgradable from different stages. It's that different stages, they are all level 0. Yeah. So different levels are going to be serving different functions. So we know that our level 0 has our staking compartments for our OGs. However, there are going to be different levels that are going to be serving different purposes into the greater ecosystem. So that's what I can say on that for now. Won't be any upgrading from 0 to 1, but there's going to be a difference between 0 and 1. So
okay, yeah, appreciate that, man. A little psych on the exit there, but yeah, remember guys.
Real quick. And Nick, thank you again for having me on your platform. This has been absolutely fun. Just chilling and kicking it with you. Excuse me, I can't talk tonight. But
Nah,
thank you.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. We'll get you back on at some other point, man. I would love to have you on again.
Sure. Next time, hopefully the gang is with me. Bern can come by and show her love as well. But till next time.
Yeah, you said there were some issues with the power in Texas.
Yeah, apparently the power grid is down. Not sure exactly what's going on, but hope they're all right.
Yeah, should be fine. Hopefully, just a little power issue, but yeah, we'll get them on next time. But yeah, guys, remember to get outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make more money so that we can spend more time with them. Until next time, guys. Peace.